Whew. That's a little bit of a long intro. I'll probably have to go back and cut that a little bit later. Oh my, I'm so small in the corner over here. I'm gonna have to make this a little smaller so that everybody. Oh, there I am. Ah, yes. Ah, very good. That's much better. Okay, now I. Oh, you're. No, if you are still here, thanks for sticking around. Welcome back to another DMing Hadley game. And tonight we are playing Baby Bards, as we affectionately call them. The Bards are back in town. I'm excited because we got a new person at the table and a new character to boot. We're going to get to meet them in just a little bit here during the round robin. But a little PSA, James, we control our D's around here. The hotkey to mute and unmute in Google is either Control or Command D. So anytime you are not actively involved in a scene, just to prevent any background noise or crosstalk, go ahead and control your D. Don't be shy. Hop in on a scene. If you got a quip or something you want to get out there, go ahead and do it. If you run any Google Meet get-togethers, you can get a shirt that says "Control Your D" on it. Because I can't resist making merchandise for the ridiculous things we say on these programs. But tonight, school is in session. Listen, why I know you want to get your potions project turned in already. I know you've been chomping. I know that Heather's losing their mind about this, but they're going to have to wrestle with that for one more period before they can turn it in.
Are you telling me we're not doing it tonight? Because I will cry.
I'm not telling you we're not doing it tonight. I'm telling you, you have to wait for
like
the one class period before, and that's it's going to be tactics.
Okay, I can do that.
But with that, it brings us around to yes. If you've watched my other 27 videos, you'll know that it is time for the round robin. That's right. During the round robin, we like to do 4 distinct things. The first thing we do is introduce ourselves. The second thing we do is share with one another and the world our pronouns. The third thing that we do is introduce our characters. And the fourth thing we do is offer a vivid aesthetic description of those characters. Why, you might ask? No. You know the answer. It's because I like to vividly hallucinate with my friends on the internet for 2 to 3 hours at a time, 6 days a week, often multiple times per day. And today is no different. So please implant in all of our brain holes these beautiful characters. Wyatt, take it away and show the folks at home how it's done.
Hello, my name's Wyatt. I use he, it, they pronouns because the government sucks. And today I'm playing Heather O'Connor, my small fairy bard, who I love very much. And I'm not using fairy as a slur. I'm going to show you a picture of him because I can't describe things. And I know what he looks like in my little brain. Where is he? There he is. Here he be.
He looks. Oh, look at that.
This is his little Valentine's Day outfit, which I will say he's wearing. I have so much more art of him.
I love it.
This is my other art of him from this specific campaign where he is a fairy, not a human. But like, this is the first art I made of him, and this is my favorite art that I've made of him.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm so proud of that little glucose meter.
Yeah, I mean, God, you did a great job with
it. I've never drawn one before in my life, but this is my most recent finisking one. I love him. He's a good boy.
Love it.
He's Valentine's Day themed today.
Here's
it's great.
Here's to making it look sharp.
Thank you. I do my best.
I love it.
He also uses he, it, they, and they pronouns because fruity. Yeah.
There it is. Sorry, I had to find something in my very scant notes. Beautiful. Thanks, Wyatt. James, why don't you take it away?
Hi, man. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing Jay Zerdane, the Luthorian uh, bard or raccoon folk for you common folk. He
Nice.
is a tall, lanky raccoon with purple dyed hair, and I also have a picture of him I can find with him. I'm not an artist, but I have a commission pic of him with my other character, Apple. Uh,
Nice.
Give me a sec.
I love it.
Uh, okay, so do I just drag and drop the picture?
You can present if you'd like, or if you want to join our Discord, you can drop it in
Oh,
there and
okay.
then share the link. Presenting might be easier to start with, and I'll get you an invite link.
It's not allowing me to show my screen.
Then here you
Oh,
go.
wait.
There's the Discord link for you. Merry Christmas.
Oh, okay.
How tall is he?
He's 6'1".
That's a big raccoon.
He's the
Yep.
tallest one in our party.
Oh yeah, by a lot. Magnificent. What does he tend to wear? Or at least what do we see him in at the beginnings of tactics class?
Let's- I I didn't actually think about that too much because I'm trying to adapt a more modern character for D&D. Oh,
Baby Bards is semi-modern.
Yeah.
It's not
I mean, there's
modern modern,
cars. There's not like high technology.
but there's
Uh,
cars.
there are vehicles, yes. Some of them very nice, as we've established. There's pretty significant architecture, but magic does flow through this environment. Uh, so there are blends of both modern and fantasy all at once.
right. I posted it in the Discord.
Great.
Oh
Uh,
wait, I didn't actually send it yet.
okay.
Sorry.
Uh, do, 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 do,
Oh, wait,
do. Oh, there we
that's
go.
him on the right.
Don't know how you end up in there, but I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. And um, let's see if I can.
Oh, that's what it brought me to when I joined it, so I wasn't sure.
It happens. It's probably because I was there. For anybody there, and I'll drop this up. They're on the right. Et voila. Fantastic. Oh, you're going to fit right in. Beautiful. Lovely. Cool. I think that ought to do it. Anything else for Jays?
And I think that's about it.
Perfect. Thanks, James.
Mhm.
Ben.
Hello, I'm Finn, they, them, and I play Mava, she, they. Um, I'm just gonna present. I don't have any official art. I only have stuff that I've made in creator games to get the idea. But this is the closest one.
Nice.
Yeah, the wings are supposed to be more kind of butterfly-like than like this kind of dragonfly. But yeah, pretty much everything's accurate. But um, hmm. I was trying outfit. I don't. Kind of hard to find a Valentine's Day outfit with grunge things, but Kinder Horror can have like sort of cutesy elements. So, I'm thinking. Let me save this to my Pinterest board and then share.
Nice.
Something like in this sort of more thing.
Nice.
What else do I have on your board? It's kind of similar, just like sort of like baby doll dress, but with big boots. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Well, that's just the three of you.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls.
Yeah.
Love soup.
No.
I think that's the. Is that the original? The Soup Girls.
Gorgeous, gorgeous goyles love Campbell's soup.
All right, I'm gonna play Dungeons and Dragons now. Oh, wait. DMing Hadley. DM pronouns here for about 60% or so your DMing needs. And as always, a quick reminder that I'm your dad. I adopted everyone for Father's Day last year. Congratulations. You can call me dad. Now, drink some water.
Finally, parents who love me.
Truly. I do. I love you all. I do. I'm very glad that all of you are my children. I know some of you made bad mistakes and questionable decisions in your life. It's understandable. All of us have. And you'll probably continue to do so. So it's not worth beating yourself up over. There's plenty of other things to beat yourself up over, like sitting on your ass and not doing all the things that you love because they seem too daunting. So, Dungeons and Dragons, anybody? Cool. Hey, Jays.
Yeah.
Love your boomerang skills. Can I get an attack roll with your boomerang, please?
Okay. Actions. Wait, there we go. Oh, not 20.
Oh, way to start it off strong. As Maeve, you, Heather, and a number of other students look on as this. He does have purple hair. Yeah, that image is pretty accurate to the character. You see this shock of purple hair dash to the right on a field that's been laid out of bales of hay and a number of combatants. They are spectrally, or they are spectral entities. It seems controlled by a number of the staff here at. What was the name of the school? No, what was the name of the school? Sforzando. Sforzando High. And as you see Jays rush out onto this field, you see him throw this boomerang, and from overhead, it looks like it pinballs off hither and yon. And we just see puff, puff, puff of three of these spectral entities just dissipate. And then see Jays grab that boomerang out of the air. Jays, can I get an acrobatics or performance check from you, please?
Okay.
Either one. It's up to you.
Let's go with acrobatics because it has a slightly higher bonus.
Sure.
16.
16.
Yep.
You want to pull any 6 stunts while you are showing off for the class?
Yeah, I'm just going to use those long legs backflip into the air, and then at the arc of my backflip when I'm upside down, I'm just gonna catch my boomerang as it comes back.
Magnificent. As you stick the landing with an almost imperceptible stumble, you rise up and you hear a number of students like applauding and sort of looking around as they do. Like, are we supposed to clap when they do that good? And even the instructors who are on the far side of this field, there's 4 of them. And as you look on, you can see that there's one instructor who is sort of teaching tactics. He looks like a rakish human. He looks like his face was subject to a garbage disposal for a prolonged period of time. And yes, Finn.
What does rake mean? You mean like the creepypasta man, the rake?
No, rakish is a term that sort of means they had some rough living. And but at the same time, it is often associated with charm and perhaps even a undeniable attractiveness, despite the rough experiences that they quite literally wear on their face and body.
Oh, I was hoping our teacher was like a fucking zombie Monster High style.
Um, he looked like he may have died once or twice before, but he's still holding on pretty strong, it
Cool.
looks like. And the fact that he's the tactics teacher may leave a little to be desired. Like he's been in a lot of fights, but he doesn't look like he won all of them. And you see 3 other instructors. 2 of them are clearly sorceresses. And there is a gentleman who is undoubtedly a wizard. It seems the 3 of them are handling the conjuration of your combatants, and your tactician instructor looks out and blows a whistle, and he says, Jays, that was absolutely phenomenal. Please, everyone, take note that if you can dispatch more than one opponent at a time, it is likely going to save your life. And he looks over, and he says, get your ass out there and show us what you got.
Who did he say? You got cut off. I'm sorry.
Heather.
Oh God. Heather who was sitting on the ground with Baby Bark in his lap and eating a fruit roll up, looks up and's like, oof. Well,
quit stammering and get your ass out there. And you start to see the wizards and sorceresses begin to conjure again.
Okay, I was supposed to be exempt from participating in this class because of my heart.
You're not exempt from danger.
Okay. They're all kind of like get up and like tuck what's left, like finish eating his fruit roll up to like, because blood sugar management and all that shit.
Sure.
And Baby Bark will follow him out.
Mm-hmm.
And Baby Bark being a hellhound is very fun. It has no mechanical benefit. I just think it's funny. I think Baby Bark, since Heather knows now will just kind of look at the conjurations and like bark fire at them, but like it's only sparks.
Impressive, Mutt. Now show us what you got.
Okay.
And as you hear that, he blows a whistle. And roll me a perception check to begin with, please.
Natural 20, 26.
Okay. As you look at these three mages on the far side of this sort of obstacle course, they are on a platform, and as you look, you can sort of see the magic that they're conjuring, and as if following the leash to their pet, you can see that there's a stack of 6 hay bales over here to your right and forward. You can see another one. It's sort of staggered. Boop, boop, boop. You realize that there are 3 different conjurations, and you can see the faint wisps of ethereal magical energy, and you see a guy who looks like a brawler. He's wearing like a tattered vest. All of this is in a translucent blue hue, and he's got fingerless gloves, and it looks like he's got knuckle dusters. And he pats one in his hand, and starts to come around. You see another one, looks like a pretty oversized goblin. If you took a goblin and like doubled them in size, not in height, just in size overall, it comes out and it's bearing 2 what look like you took a jaw and honed it into 2 knives. And the one in the back looks like a female ranger, and she has a cloak which she pulls up over her head, and she starts to disappear. But as they do, you hear Baby bark, bark. And as they do, you look and can see that they've almost gone invisible and are coming around the outside of that back stack of straw. What would you like to do?
I think more on instinct than anything else. The first thing Heather would do would be, I'm checking this really quick. I'm sorry.
Sure. Take your time.
I think first things first, Heather would change the weather in the area using Druidcraft, make it incredibly foggy so he's really hard to see.
Nice.
And he'd cast that a couple of times to make sure that the fog was really, really, really strong.
Okay. So it's
that,
not a concentration, right? You just make it foggy, right?
No, it's Druidcraft, so it's you can. It doesn't tell me how many times I can have, how many effects that I can have. Oh, sorry.
What's the area of effect? I can take a look.
5 foot cube. It has to fit in a 5 foot cube.
Okay. So where do you drop that?
Directly where he's standing.
Okay.
So that the fog spreads around him in a 5 foot cube.
Magnificent. As you see this sort of faint illumination from inside this dense fog cloud, you hear Baby bark, bark again, and he starts to pull you to the right.
Heather will follow him.
Okay.
Baby bark has had to pull him away from people who were not great before.
Sure.
This is like a pretty regular occurrence for him, now and again. And I think what he does, since he's aware of Baby bark at this point, he knows what Baby bark does when he's in danger, fake or not. He's trained for this shit. So Heather, like, almost out of nowhere, and this is only for flavor, his crossbow is not magic. He kind of like his crossbow just kind of manifests a little bit. It looks like it's made out of like willow branches and like leaves and vines and stuff. And he's gonna fire off an arrow at the one that Baby is pulling away from.
Okay.
Let me roll my attack. That's going to be an 18 plus 5 to hit 23.
Poof. We see, because of that illumination, you are blocked from them. They are not blocked from you. And you draw fire, and we see that arrow right through the that blue ethereal light, and you see it start to. And then we see the arrow out the back of the fog and into a pile or a bale of hay. And Baby Bark changes directions and starts to push you to your left now.
And firing another arrow in the opposite direction, so towards whatever danger I'm being dragged away from.
As actually being moved towards one and away from another.
And then first towards the closest one.
Okay. As you look over, you see that Goblin is sort of using the fog for cover. They shift over, and then you see them shift to the right a little bit. Go ahead and give me another attack.
Also, the fog would only last one round.
It's still. I'm going to say it's still technically the end of that
That's
round.
Fine. 15 plus 5 to hit 20.
Bam. Right through the goblin. We see it like tumble backwards as it dissipates. And then you hear Baby Bark.
And then fire another arrow directly towards whatever he's growling at.
Roll me another perception check, please.
Okay. This is the most combat Heather will ever do. Not as good. That's a 9 plus 6, 15.
Yeah, I think we see you as you level that crossbow, just sort of looking around. We hear thunk, and just as you see this ethereal cloaked face move out from that bale of hay, you just sort of pull the trigger just a little bit too quick, and it sticks into the bale of hay right beside her face. And then you see her duck down and start to run. And as they do, excuse me, Baby Bark starts pulling you backwards away from where she could be coming from, and he's like scenting, and you can start to see smoke curling up from his nose, and you can start to feel his warmth building up beside you.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of have him stop and like kind of direct him towards her.
Okay, what do you say?
And, you've done this a couple of times with people coming into our house. You know what I need you to do.
Beautiful.
It explains all the scorch marks by the door frame.
Yeah. As you point Baby Bark towards the far side of this front pile of hay bales, you see Baby Bark get down low. And then as you see this ethereal figure come around, you see that she's carrying a short sword and a dagger. And she takes 2 steps around these hay bales, and Baby Bark, and we just see a 15-foot cone of flame erupt out of Baby Bark. And it curls out, and we see this like big bluish eyes open as they are overcome by these flames, and then we see some of those flames are still licking up the sides of those hay bales and starting to smoke and smolder, and you hear whistle blow, and you hear the tactics teacher. He says, "Oh, goddamn there, Heather, that's what I'm talking about. How could you sit there and tell me you couldn't do that when you just got up here and showed just how it's done?"
Heather at this point is like heart doing baby Bark is alerting that he needs to lay down or he's going to faint.
Sure.
At this point he's like, I'm not supposed to do these activities. There's a reason that I am exempt. It isn't my paperwork. And he's gonna go hobble off over to the sidelines, lay on the ground, and just kind of like
He shouts through a number of other students, and we see each of them with varying degrees of success at avoiding these three different sort of random conjurations at a time. And Maeve, where are you hiding?
Hadley, it's Mava.
Maeve, sorry. No, he says Maeve. I said Maeve.
Oh, he says it wrong. Oh, that's funny.
Maeve! Where's Maeve?
Is this like outside?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she's probably like around a corner somewhere smoking.
I didn't want to put that on you, but roll me a deception check as you come around the corner, please.
I could use inspiration, but I think it's funnier that it's lower. That's gonna be a 4.
Yeah, I think you come around the corner, and he looks over and locks eyes, standing on a podium, looking back over the other students out here, and he says, "Maeve, you weren't around there smoking, were you?" And then I just think we see you like just have to exhale, and he says, "Maeve, get your ass in there and show us how it's done. Come on now."
Oh, just for imagining, strengthened by Wyatt using the knife as things other than a knife.
I needed to scrape my fork.
So it's good for.
You were like eating off the knife. That's hardcore.
Hell yeah, that's how we like it.
Is it just for imagining it? Is there like a gym uniform in this school or?
Did I have a quick question here? I'll do you one better. Did Mava decide to wear a gym uniform, thinking that that's what this was going to be? And then all the other kids are like not, like very specifically not. They're just like absolutely wearing their street clothes.
I mean, I was just imagining that she has like an outfit that's like it's for gym, like an outfit that's like meant to be more.
Yeah, what does it look like?
It's actually not really meant for gym. It looks more like pajamas than it does the gym uniform, but it's like
Nice.
I know I've seen the pictures before, but I can't find it again. I don't feel like
She a hot Cheeto girl?
She's not hot Cheeto. It is not the fucking Cookie Monster pajama pants. It's not.
Liar.
No,
Liar. It's a Tweety Bird T-shirt. The one with where he's got the ball cap on backwards.
It's a college university sweatshirt and a pair of really shitty flannel pants.
Yeah.
And Ugg boots.
No, I was imagining it as like a matching. To go with the whole sort of like kinder horror kind of more like frilly kind of stuff. It's like a matching top and shorts that like it looks like it was supposed to be a bra, but she's like wearing it as a shirt. It's like pink, silky kind of stuff, and like yeah.
I feel like you've got like the leggings with like the shorts leggings with the lace around the just over the knee, and probably some ridiculous socks to go with it, which would count as gym socks if it weren't for the frill. Yeah, he doesn't seem to comment on your outfit so much as he we're waiting.
Okay. So yeah, she'll just come over annoyed as she's always in. She's always in a constant state of annoyance. And I don't. I don't know what you cannot. I don't know how I feel about it actually being a weapon because I can't really think of like what weapon really matches her aesthetic besides her box cutter, but like a keep quiet box cutter. But on the sheet, she has a rapier. So my imagining is that like she had to take fencing when she was younger because like rich snotty parents.
Sure.
So she just kind of says yeah. She just like okay, it's close enough.
Neat, fun stuff. As you take the field, you can see that these bales of hay have been beaten up pretty good. Some of them been knocked over. There's a couple of folks who are grapplers, tried to grab these things and ended up really just sort of like rolling through the hay with them. And you see these professors. They look a little tired, honestly. They've been doing this for upwards of an hour, just conjuration after conjuration after summons after summons after summons after summons. And you see the three of them all start to conjure at the same time and at the same location. And can I get a nature or arcana check from Mava?
Okay. 9. That could be. That could be
Uh,
either.
as you look out, there it looks like a a big refrigerator. It looks like a big ice cube that you would go in a glass, except it's sort of undulating.
Gelatinous cube.
Mava doesn't know that.
Was it? Wait, what did we name? What did we name the slime in OG Bards?
We named the slime.
We named the big slime cube. I don't know if you were there for that.
I don't think I was
I've
there
seen
for
enough
that.
hentai to know
Sorry.
where this is going.
Yeah, the I believe it was Gushi.
Yeah, it was the goosh, I think.
The goosh. That was the term of endearment was the
Gucci
goosh.
gang, Gucci gang.
The goosh. Uh,
Kill that cube.
yeah, what do you do as you look at this thing? It starts to slurp its way towards you, and it starts to pick up straw and other detritus, including one whole bale of hay, which begins to turn black inside of it and start to sort of float inside of this thing as it dissolves.
Yummy hay.
Hey, girl, hey.
um.
Do you want to cut it with your box cutter?
I don't know if that's gonna work. That's probably gonna get stuck in there.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a good example already of what happens if you go inside of it. It looks like things start to dissolve a little bit.
Just remember, though, that teachers can't kill students.
That doesn't say that anywhere. Yeah, there's like an accidental death and dismemberment policy at the school.
Oh my god.
You guys deal with potions. One of your instructors is a literal alcoholic. He's actually not. He's not just an alcoholic. He abuses potions. Somewhere between experimental and recreational.
That's fair.
This guy's probably a seasoned adventurer who's done more killing than I mean potentially anyone at the school. And I don't know. He's been around for a lot of years. He does adventure during the summers, so he goes around and probably makes up for lost time. What are you going to do about this Gooshy boy?
I don't know. I'm trying to see what spells would work on a slimy boy. Because if anything related to him or her, assuming the gender of Cube.
Yeah, it is. It is technically a gender. It doesn't choose that because it cannot choose anything. It is a gelatinous cube, and it is not technically sentient. Am I telling you that gelatinous cubes don't have feelings? Yes. Yes, I am.
Maybe use Thunderwave.
When I was speaking that was kind of the only thing I could find that's like.
Pop it off.
Okay.
You hear the tactics teacher. Get in there, Maeve. Show me what you got.
I need to look at the info on how to do it because I don't have that shit memorized.
Stick and move. Stick and move.
Wait, do I have to roll anything, or do I just like?
You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me what I gotta do to save.
Thunderwave is a con save.
I think that an 8 is going to fail.
Yes.
What's that damage?
Let's see, which one is the 8?
Mm-hmm. I get some more time, everybody.
11.
Great. Yeah, as you walk up and you're like, Box Cutter, sorry, not today. Wham! We see this thing like the center of it just like blows out the back. And you see the instructors almost instinctively like, as we see this blue material or immaterial sort of erupt from the back of this thing. And very Terminator T1000, I think it's the T1000, where he's like the liquid metal. It starts to like back together. It is much smaller.
I think that was actually the T2000.
It's a 2000. Okay. And as you do, as you see it, it starts moving forward very quickly. And can I get? Oh, this should be fun. It's going to try and get you. 17 versus your armor class.
Yeah.
It rushes forward and just like, and as it does, can I get a dexterity saving throw, please?
Okay. Artificial 20.
Magnificent. As this thing starts to schlorp at you, you're like, no. And what do you do as you are able to keep this thing from slurping you up? It does not feel nice. You're not going to take any mechanical damage, but it does not feel nice as this thing slurps over you. It feels like there's something there. And when you pull your leg out, there's nothing on it, but you swear you can feel globules of ropey material dripping down your leg.
Ew.
Correct. What do you do?
Let's see what other spells I think would be able to work on slime. Yeah, is it Nickelodeon slime color?
Unfortunately, no. It's like that blue ice gel that you put for like planting medium. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I think I can imagine.
Imagine an ice cube that you go like this to, and then it'll fall apart in your hands, and then you're like, I shouldn't have touched that. Uh, and imagine a bowl full of those that plants grow in. Yeah, just in case anyone likes textures.
How dare you? I think everyone here is autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. In a few more weeks, in just a scant 8 more weeks or 9 more weeks, I will be a fully certified therapeutic game master. With every intention of working with a significant queer and autistic community, and ensuring that the things that I do in the games don't trigger certain responses. But that's a very different thing and a very different time. When you play these games, it's torment time.
Oh,
What do you do? Did you find a murder spell yet?
mhm.
You gonna do a little light murder?
I think the I think the vicious mockery cantrip works on things even if they can't understand you,
I
as long
can't.
as they can technically hear.
Would probably work as well.
Well,
What would?
Same.
Bane?
I don't know. I'm kind of. Well, I still have another spell slot, so I guess just Thunder Wave again, because that seemed to work mostly. I
Sure.
think.
Let's see how it does. As you turn around to try and get this guy again, you can see it. It almost like burp, like tries to like turn itself into a ring to avoid that thunder wave. What's the damage from that?
Um, 11 again.
Yeah, as you conjure up this thunder wave again, you see this gelatinous cube. The top half of it just like boom, just blows off. And then you just see this little like 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot cube, and it's just like inching its way towards you, trying to get you now. And it does. It grabs one of your ankles, and it feels gushy, and you feel like it looks up at you, and it tries to eat your leg. Um,
Ooh.
Uh, yep. Again, it feels like it's burning. Acid. Feels bad. Your skin's not bubbling or searing or anything like that, but feels bad. Definitely feels real bad. What do you do?
Hmm. I'm sorry, I'm taking a while.
Everybody processes at their own speed. I mean, if I was faced with a gelatinous cube right now, I'm not sure exactly how I would deal with it. I would hope it would give me some time.
I would simply curb stomp it until it died.
I don't know, I think my foot would just get stuck in it.
Do you want to cast Curb Stomp?
But how big is it?
It's about you're what, 5 something?
It's Heather sized.
It's about Heather sized. It's actually
Wait, how,
technically bigger than Heather, but that's just a.
wait, how big is Heather? I know that he's
Heather's
small.
like 2'5" to like 3 foot, somewhere in
Yeah,
that
this
range.
thing's three. This is the 3 foot cube. It was a much larger, like 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot cube, but you've already blown half of it to bejesus and then some.
Okay, I think Vicious Mockery would be so funny. You just insult the cube, but I can't think of any funny insult.
I believe in you.
You look like you're made out of lime jello, and I think that's nasty.
Did you like pull out like a pocket mirror and you're like, look at yourself, and then it dies.
You showed its reflection in your box cutter, and it dies.
Wait, how can it even look at itself? It doesn't have eyes.
Are you going to cast Vicious Mockery on it?
I want to. I just can't think of the good insult for a slime cube.
I've seen jello more put together than you.
Yeah, I've seen Jello molds that look more appetizing than you.
I've seen jello prettier than you. You look like you're made with agar-agar instead of gelatin, and that's repulsive to me.
I don't know what that is. I feel have you seen those like I think it's from like the 50s, those like everything out of jello?
It's terrifying. Just terrifying.
I'm thinking of spam, like jello cubes, but like with spam in them. Or
Yeah.
like, you know that thing that you do when you hate people where you make jello out of hot dog water?
Wait, that's a good insult. So tell that they look like jello made with hot dog water.
There we go. There we go.
You can do that with ice cubes and put them in people's vodka drinks.
This thing looks up at you. What's the damage from Vicious Mockery?
Where's the little triangle one? Four.
It looks like it's like backing away from you now, and it starts to shrink even smaller, and now it's like a foot and a half cube. It looks like you probably could curb stomp this thing.
Hell yeah.
Roll for curb stomp.
Is that just unarmed strike?
I feel like with the boots that Mava would wear, it would be an armed strike.
Yeah, just roll me a d20. Let's just see.
Oh. I'm gonna use the inspiration.
Okay.
Oh shit, 20.
Well, sploosh, as they say. And you hear, God damn, that was beautiful. Oof. Wow, y'all don't be afraid to finish the fight like Maeve here. And he says, now thank our fellow instructors here. And he starts to clap, and very few of the kids.
Heather is getting up to bring each of them a little Capri Sun.
Yeah, the guy on the end is like, oh yeah, he throws his beard over his shoulder. Yeah, I'll go for one of those. And then he grabs it, turns it upside down, and stabs it in the bottom. And starts going to work. The first sorcerer, or the sorceress next to him, demurs, and then you see the third one. The third one looks at her, sort of lets out a soft, and she demurs as well. But you can tell she really wants it.
I'll slip one into her belongings when as I'm leaving.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
He's not even trying to be subtle about it.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Well, fuck you. It's a natural 20.
Yeah, thank you. I needed to know narratively if this instructor is going to see you do it, whether you're trying to be sneaky necessarily or not. So unless you say, hey, I'll just put it in your bag, then you manage to do that without anybody noticing. You and Baby Bark are the only ones that realize that there's a Capri Sun in her bag.
I want her to know it was me eventually anyway.
She will, yeah, she'll know. She'll know. Where else could the Capri Sun could have where could it come from?
It's the good kind of Capri Sun too. It's the
Fruit
strawberry
punch.
Kiwi.
Oh.
And they're the ones with the little clear bottoms, so you can see the liquid inside to see that it's not artificially colored.
Yeah, it's good. Dope. You hear a bell ring, and as it does, you hear the instructor. His name is Professor Ravel, Tommy Ravel, in case anyone was curious, but nobody asked. And he says, all right, that's lunch. And he hops down off of his little wooden podium and starts to trundle towards the cafeteria. As he does, we see a number of students, most of them much shorter, looking up at Jay's and admiring his boomerang. Not a common weapon to be found around these parts. And his proficiency with it has earned him some cool points with an array of kids. This isn't a single class. A number of classes have come out to participate in this tactics course. And you see a number of people there, Jace. How the hell do you get it to come back where you're gonna be?
Well, I'll learn how you throw it, because you kind of have to flick your wrist like this as you release it, and then it's the shape of it that allows it to catch the air current, and it comes back.
People look mystified. Honestly, some people are like, yeah, it's so boomerangs. You throw them, they come back. Others are like, yeah, but you throw it and then you go somewhere else and then it's over there, and it's like people are just like sort of clamoring over this. And you see our recent finisher here, Mava. You are still trying to like stomp off what feels like goo on your leg, despite the fact that the entity has already been destroyed and dissipated. Back from whence it came, there's that weird tingle, like it's still there.
Ew.
Agreed. Uh, and Heather, as you look over, you see Maeve dealing with their discomfort. But you also see this guy standing out from the crowd. He looks more like one of your woodland friends than most of the students at this school.
Heather looks so torn between going over to Maven to give them a fruit roll up and going to greet this tall raccoon man. He's just kind of like looking between, like, oh my god, what do I do? And then he's gonna look back at Mava and like wave her over to him.
Yeah, she'll come over and wait, yeah, prestidigitation, that cleans, right?
Yeah, and he's gonna cast that on Mava real quick to like clean the feeling away.
I was saying that out of character, but sure, that could be in character.
Yes.
I mean, he would have done that anyway. Like, he would have like seen Mava being uncomfortable. Like, I'm gonna clean that horrible texture away, like I do for myself. And then he's gonna offer them a fruit roll up and a Capri Sun out of Baby Bark's little side bags.
Will you describe Baby Bark aesthetically, please?
Yes, Baby Bark is a little brown and white pit bull. He's got his paws dyed colorful like Heather's hair, usually in rainbow colors or in blue and pink. And today he's wearing a little cowboy hat. And he's got a big he's got like a bolo tie for a collar on. He's going for a cowboy aesthetic today. It's fine. He's got a matching little he's got one of those handle harnesses, so like where it comes up from the sides of his shoulders into a bar so that Heather can hold it there. He's got a brown and black service vest that looks like a little cowboy jacket that says "Service Dog, Do Not Pet." And he's got a normal leash that's wrapped around the handle on the bar. At the back of his little service vest is matching pouches that Heather has clearly made himself for holding things, and a little like platform on the very back by like his hind legs for where Heather puts his like normal book bag, which is small enough for a hellhound to carry around. He's also got these like big yellow red eyes with black scleras that look like they are made of lava. He's very clearly a hellhound. Heather is just stupid. And when he breathes, you can kind of see fire glowing under his skin.
It's pretty good.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. That is correct. Yeah, you see these folks as they begin to approach you, Jays. Did you say you offered a Capri Sun?
Everyone's getting offered Capri Sun, basically.
Okay.
Mava is being offered a fruit roll up and a Capri Sun. Jays is being offered a Capri Sun.
Most of the other students demur. A single guy. He seems to be like half human, half plant. Like more like we're like 3/4 human, 1/4 plant. And he says, "Thank you." Most
Yeah,
people,
of course.
Most people aren't so gracious.
It felt good. I carry a lot of them around. He's gonna offer one to Jays after.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
gonna take the Capri Sun, but as he takes it, you notice that he kind of backs away from uh, uh, I'm sorry, what was your dog's name?
Baby Bark.
Baby Bark. He kind of eyes Baby Bark warily and backs away a bit. And he's like, "Thank you."
Well, of course, and you don't need to worry about him. He doesn't bite or anything.
Yeah, no, it's nothing personal. It's just like, I'm a raccoon, so large predators that can breathe freaking fire from their mouths kind of make me nervous.
Can I get an
Understandable.
insight check from Jays, please?
Oh, that's not good. It's a 6.
Uh, I don't often. Well, sometimes when you roll, it's for competency, and sometimes it's for the
And Jay's
narrative.
doesn't Jay's isn't very smart.
In this case, you look at Baby Bark and you see those fiery eyes. Yeah, this if this dog wasn't on a leash right now, it would just rip your tail off and devour you from one end to the other and scorch what was left of your furry carcass so that no one could even use your fur after you pat, and then we see you just sort of like staring off in the middle distance, sipping on your Capri
Yeah,
Sun.
I think I'm just going to stand off over here. It just
Oh
seems like a
well,
good
that's
place
all
to
right.
stand.
Well, that's all right. He comes everywhere with me, so if you see me around, you'll get used to him a lot. What grade are you in?
That is a great question. What grade are you in? It's high school.
Yeah, I'm uh, I'm on 11th grade.
Great. So you and Maeve are in the same grade.
All right, y'all won't see too much of us then. You don't have to worry about him in all your classes. I'm in lower classes.
But maybe you do realize that Jays will be in some of your classes potentially, depending on what your prerequisites and electives might be. Quick question, y'all. Are you gonna have lunch? It is lunchtime.
Hell yeah. Lunchtime.
It's
But there
lunchtime.
has to.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Hey, y'all. This is a fantasy high school. What are you having for lunch?
Do fantasy high schools actually have okay quality food?
They have to. It's not real life. It's escapism.
I'll say this. It's definitely better than your average real world high school, but that's the bottom end of the experience. So if you guys have an idea of what this fantasy cafeteria in a fantasy high school, what's for lunch?
Heather packs his own lunches every morning. His dryads help him, and now that he knows they're dryads, they give him like advice. So he's got like all of this like really beautiful fresh fruit that's out of season, but it's perfectly ripe because all of his fucking plants are living beings. Um, so he's got like fresh oranges, fresh pomegranates, fresh squeezed like juice. That I'm going to say is cranberry, like fresh cranberry juice. Like a
Where
whole bunch of
even
fresh
is the
fruit.
nearest bog? And yet,
Yeah. He's got he has a little bog in his backyard. It's small, but it's alive, so it can just do what it wants. He's got like fresh fish that he can he like gets from a little pond near where he lives that he goes and fishes at sometimes, and like everything is like beautifully made and like professionally prepared, but like by his plants and himself and the nymphs he lives around. So like he just has that. It's all super healthy.
Mabel?
I don't
Cigarettes and vodka again?
know.
Don't
That's
call
not
out my middle school experience with cigarettes and coffee.
that's not every day. She understands she has to eat. Uh,
This is your one day of the week, I guess.
um, I can't, my brain is not okay today. I don't.
I mean, if you just want the perfect corner slice of that sheet pan pizza, it's fine. You can have that. You want just some like Doritos and a Mountain Dew and a slice of pizza. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh yeah, that gamer meal.
Yeah, right? Just saying. Just saying.
There's not enough sweat for it to be a gamer meal.
I don't know. Pizza is very oily. That's kind of like sweat.
Okay. Oh, what are the cool kids eating these days?
I don't know. My school only has like 3 different food options.
Terrifying. What are they?
Just pizza and chicken and nachos.
You can have all three.
Supreme, really well made, perfect nachos.
The worst part about the nachos is that they're actually the best thing you can get by like a long shot, and they make these like small portions. You know, like the fry box with the red and white check, like lined with paper. It's like that big, which really only gives you like a dozen or so chips. And distributing the amount of toppings that you want on those chips, it's delicious, but there's just far too little of it, and then you just sort of have to go through the rest of it before, so that your body thinks you're not hungry. So, Jace, what does a well balanced meal look like for you?
Okay, that's something interesting because I like to use a generator's site, sometimes called Fantasy Name Generator, and so I pulled up
Same.
the fantasy food generator, and one thing that I particularly liked it gave me was roasted fruit triggerfish.
What? That sounds that sounds marvelous. Where's the hidden
Yeah,
menu for that?
and he's also going to have a cup of Pegasus pudding with it, and wash it down with an energy drink called Ultimate Rush.
Uh yeah, I think that like other students are looking at you like, where the hell did he get that from? Is that on the menu? I mean, it comes out on the tray like you just ordered it from the cafeteria. But yeah, it does seem that you've somehow managed to gain access to a special menu that other people don't have access to. As you
It's the
come,
teacher's menu.
oh, you know what? It probably is. They probably saw that you're taller than everyone else and gave you the teacher's options. I like that. That's all you have to be is taller than people, and people think you're in charge. It's why at 6'2", everywhere I go, people are like, "Oh,
You're a
sir."
triggerfish, my tallest.
Yeah, right. They're just like, "Here's some triggerfish," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you. That's very gracious of you."
Wait, your leaders are just taller than everyone else?
Correct. Correct. 100%.
It's
Oh,
Invader Zim logic.
yes.
Yep.
Well, that satire is based on our own world. So
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a slightly futuristic world that's still terrible.
Yeah, weird. Real shame. Sweet. As you are feasting, I'm not gonna. If you guys want to have a nice little lunch conversation, get to know each other for just a minute. I know that we got to get to the potions portion of the program. But I do invite you if you'd like, even out of character, if you want to sort of chat amongst yourselves.
Oh, out of character, Hadley, can I like talk to you after the game ends? It's just easier for me to talk out loud than text.
Sure. Drop me
Okay.
a line.
Okay. Back to the actual game. I'd imagine I don't know if Jazz or Heather have like friend groups they sit with, but if not, then they would get dragged along to Mava's friend group of the punk kids.
Mava's
Yes.
the
They-
only friend Heather has.
They
Yeah,
are.
kind
They get to sit with the goth kids.
he's kind of awkward, and there's the fact that none of the other students are animal people, as far as he can tell. So he just allows himself to be dragged off.
Yeah, this crowd is really interesting. They sort of like gradiate from like full on emo to like crust punk. It's a beautiful, beautiful spectrum of team angst.
Uh, well, I think
And then there's just Heather.
And then there's Heather.
It's like, I think they say that Molnar is like half dragonborn or something. He's got like, I think he said that he has like scale patches and like
Yep,
lizardy eyes.
yep, he sure does.
So yeah, he's like he's half furry, half scaly. It's
Yeah,
your animal representation. I wrote down the other images one there, but there also was I remember you mentioned Nico and Lily. So there's two other friends
Yep.
there.
yep.
What do they look like? I mean,
I thought
I
you said Nico was a tabaxi, but I might be wrong and I might have misheard you.
I'm double checking because I feel like I did put them down here.
If Nico's not a tabaxi, they should be.
that sounds like a very tabaxi name. I don't know why.
It
Okay
sounds
with
like Neko.
Neko
Oh,
wafer.
No, like Neko Mimi or like a Neko in the anime where they
Neko
have
as in the
cat ears.
Japanese word for cat.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So Nico is gonna be Tabaxi. They're gonna be. Oh, they are actually a calico, but they dye their fur black, like an almost shimmery midnight blue black.
Are they trad goth leaning or are they like new goth or emo or scene?
Yeah, they're sort of like sceney goth. They've got like a tight corseted black top. I mean, they're tabaxi. They don't actually have breasts, so it's not like a bustier. But it's sort of a bone corset in black satin, and they have some like pleather pants. They don't have shoes. They've got patty paws, but all their nails are painted with a glossy black, and then it looks like somebody like drizzled lines of like white, very thin, like back and forth across them, and it's a little eye catching. And she's got in some like yellowy contacts, but her eyes are actually sort of a hazel color.
So she's kind of like a romantic new goth leaning.
She's just trying new things in the goth scene. You know how
Fair
it
enough.
is.
We respect her.
She's not sure if she's following trends or setting them.
We respect that for her.
I had thought earlier today, do tabaxis have primordial pouches?
They have to. They have to. They're so good.
Well, I mean, it depends. It literally depends on the tabaxi because some of them are a bit softer. Others of them are quite lean and don't really show a lot of loose belly skin. It's you know that's just a matter of like
Does this one have a primordial pouch?
she would never ever let you suggest that. If you said that, she would probably pull one of the chopsticks through like virtually no fur. They're just there and stab you with it. Yeah. She looks over. Don't even think it.
Heather is sitting on the floor with Baby Bark and his Capri Sun.
Wait, is she actually wearing chopsticks in her furred hair like an uncultured person, or are they actually hairpins?
I mean, they're like hair. They look like chop. They're like they are hair. She doesn't have the hair. That's the thing. They're just like they're there, but they're not like holding anything up. They're absolutely purely and somewhat ridiculously aesthetic.
How did they stay there?
Yeah, it's magic.
Magic.
Yeah, they're a boisterous crowd. This circle of folks. And so much so that teachers not infrequently shh them and then are shh right back by them. Uh,
Oh wait,
uh,
what does Lily look like?
Lily is a little closer to Mava's style, but a little more, uh, just a little more hint and pop of color, just a little bit more. She's got like every once in a while she has like a pink like scrunchie. She looks like she might be part elf. She's got that like platinum silvery blonde hair, which there's an ombre from that silvery blonde to black, and then from black to just at the tips, this like acid green that almost turns reddish depending on how you look at it. She's more like leather jacket, chains, tight black denim, and big chunky boots.
Okay, thank you. But I think when we have described what Molnar looks like, I think we said that he's grunge though.
Yeah,
Very dirty grunge.
he's the crustiest of the punks here.
His crust pants smell like cat piss and awfulness.
Um, yeah, he's got uh, like a cable knit sweater that is more than threadbare. There's holes all through it. And beneath that, he's wearing like a stained white t-shirt, which you can see the same sort of Swiss cheese treatment to that shirt underneath. It is also stained a couple of different ways. The cable knit's sort of a thin, like beigey tan color. Great setup. And he's got some acid wash jeans with all sorts of there's paint, there's oil, there's grease, there's all sorts of it does not look like those pants have ever been washed. But certainly not while he has been in possession of them. You can actually see a few different spots where it looks like his the scaly sections are the ones that actually wear through fabrics first, and so you don't know if it's a chosen aesthetic or it just sort of happens over time, and he just doesn't care.
I think we'd see Heather like sewing little patches into like some of the like scaly sections of his pants.
Roll me another sleight of hand check, please.
Okay, he's doing it anyway.
I know, but I just want to see if anybody
9 + 3 is
notices.
12.
Okay, I'm just gonna see if. Somewhere along the lines, you see Mjolnir, and he's leaned back in his chair. He's got his foot on one of the cross beams at the end. He's at the head of the table here, and looks down and sees Baby Bark and you, and you're just like patching up sections of his pants. It does
They're not
not.
like
Go ahead.
they're not like boring little patches. They're like I have a pair of patch pants that I'm working on that have like
Yeah.
patches on them. They're ones that like Heather has made like to fit the aesthetic of punk. So like one of them's like a little black patch of like old denim that has been like hand painted, and he's sewing it on with dental floss.
Nice. Yeah, as he sees this, he just sort of looks down and acknowledges and winks and continues his conversation. He is used to being the center of attention in this crowd, and is, if nothing else, you know that you endeared yourself to him. Yeah, with that. Um, yeah, he could have stopped you. Sure as heck did. He didn't seem interested in doing that at all. And as he says, "Uh-oh," you hear the bell ring, and he says, "God, I hate that I know when that bell's gonna ring." And he leans forward and looks down at the patchwork on his jeans, and says, "Let's do it." And then gets up and strides away. And who's ready for potions class? I hope it's all of you because you all have to go.
I have so many. I have 4, but like you know.
So practic.
I feel like this is like canon to what would have happened. Heather would have done all the work and just given Mava like 1 or 2 of the ones that he'd done. And be like, you can present these.
That sounds right. Yeah. As I'm sorry, let me just a second. Yeah. Where did the oh please? How did I manage to misplace the name of your former student in your team?
Jax?
Yes. Thank you.
Both of time.
Kitty boy.
Oh my god, cat.
Hello. That's nice. I like that.
Oh my god, cat party.
I want a cat too.
I have a cat, but he won't let me touch him.
That's
It's not like because he was like a feral cat or anything. He just doesn't like me.
a damn shame.
I know, like I know cats are supposed to be like, cats can be like mean or sometimes, but like he literally like will never like I can't like I just can't do anything with him. Makes me sad.
Do. Can I find them? Why can I not find them?
I don't even think you named him. I don't remember.
No. Your teammate. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure it was Jax.
Okay. Sweet. As the room begins to empty, you are somewhat swept up in the crowd as you make your way down the corridors of Sforzando High. You can hear people laughing, conversing. You hear lockers slamming. You hear teachers scolding students for roughhousing. You hear others of them ushering students quickly to class now, please. And beginning to clear the halls. And you hear the bell ring again as each of you manage to slip into Dua's potions classroom. And as you go inside, you can see your regular seats, except that besides you, Heather, there's an empty seat because your partner never came to help you with your potions project and left you stranded again. And boy, this does seem to happen every single time, doesn't it? And then you look over, and Jays, as you look around, you realize the only seat that doesn't seem to be assigned in this room is the one beside Heather.
And Heather has 4 little different containers of different potions neatly arranged on his desk in front of him.
I guess I'm sitting over here then. He walks over and sits next to Heather.
And Heather, knowing that Jays is afraid of his service boy, moves him to be on the opposite side.
Thank you.
As you move Baby Bark to the aisle, he reflexively lays down and drapes his face over his feet and begins to snore softly. And we can see the surface of this linoleum floor begin to just enough of a wave to know there's some heat coming off of that.
And no one can say anything about it.
Correct. As the rest of the hall's clear, the door's still open. No professor inside quite yet. And about a minute goes by, and you start to hear kids whisper, "Should we go? We could just leave now. Just got one more class before we just skip out." And just before one of the students reaches down to grab their bag, the door is already open, slammed the rest of the way open. And you hear, "Yes, hello, everyone, and welcome back to our potions class. This is Potions, and I'm Professor Dua. And you are to present your potions to me, and I will grade them because that is my responsibility as your potions instructor."
Is this the same Dua from the OG Bards?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
thank God.
That's
so
Boona.
worried.
That's Boona.
No, the
No, it was
name
Dua in the other one.
Yadu was the elf that gave us the like water compass
Yeah.
thing.
No, sorry, that's it's not. No, I apologize. It is not
It's all good.
Dua.
I thought it was funny that this was Dua after he returned from the Feywild.
No, hang on just a
I
second.
mean, it could just be two people with the same name. It could be a common name.
Dua could be a popular
It
name.
really could be. No, I apologize. This guy.
I'm so sorry. I just thought it was funny.
No, that's a good call. Sorry, it's Droga. I apologize. That's why I got it confused.
Droga, okay.
He comes into the room, and as he does, you can see it doesn't look like he ever changes his clothes. Really, maybe just an undershirt. He's got on a corduroy jacket with the elbow sleeve covers on them. They seem to be a little threadbare and well worn, as is the jacket itself. He's got a tweed vest and a greeny gray shirt unbuttoned down to an inappropriate depth for an instructor. And his hair, which is longer and thicker than mine by a little bit, curls and sort of floats around his head as if he's in a fishbowl of water. His beard is a little shorter, sort of comes to a little bit longer in the mouth and chin. And he says, "Yes, potions, I instruct them, you do them, I grade them. That is the relationship we have established. Who will be going first?"
Heather raises his fucking hand.
Very good. And he...
I just got here. What are you doing?
I'll talk. It's okay. You don't have to do much. I've got 4 of them, so.
Is that coming now? Yes, you up the 3, your team, your party. Yes, team project.
Heather very excitedly bounces up to the front of the room with all 4 of his little potions and sets them down and like.
Oh, Maeve, you're gonna want to get up in here. This is a group project that you're getting a grade for.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. If maybe if it was that fucking what was her name, the Christian bitch. If it was her, then she probably wouldn't.
Olivia?
Yeah, Olivia. I think it was Olivia.
Yes.
If it was her, she probably wouldn't care. But because Heather is friend, she will try to participate.
Excellent. Yes, you too. Yes, you as well. Yes, good. Yes, bring him your third party member. Yes, bring him up.
Okay, I'm not very good in front of crowds unless I'm performing, so just a heads up.
You consider this a performance of potion performance. And as you start making your way closer to the front of the room, he squints at you, sort of looks at you with like a wavering gaze. You furrier than when I saw you last.
And now I've always been this furry.
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss our teacher.
Correct. It's interesting. I do remember you being similarly put together, but slightly less hairy. Fine, please continue. Yes, very quickly. Everyone go. Chop, chop. Yes, begin your presentations now. Thank you.
Can do thing.
He sits down at a chair just inside the door and seems to begin to nod off.
Can do thing.
Do the thing.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm excited for you.
Is it sharing? It's sharing. Okay. So this is the first potion I made. This is a potion of doing laundry. You make it with baking soda, water, salt, mint, and or any other herbs that smell nice to scent. So it has several variations that you could make it with. You mix it with cold water. You mix cold water and baking soda, and then heat it over a double boiler. Add salt once it's thoroughly heated. Crush desired additives for scent, and combine while hot. Freeze overnight, then thaw to room temperature to use. Pour a single drop onto your laundry, and it'll instantly wash and fold itself.
It's very effective.
It looks like a little green thing full of flowers but usually anything that you use for scent will kind of like do the thing in there. That's the first one that Heather presents very excitedly, a little bit overly excited, but he's doing his best. It was also very clearly the first potion he made. It looks the least it looks the muddiest color wise, and he usually prides himself on making really pretty looking and aesthetically pleasing potions. So he's a little bit disappointed in it, but he's still very pleased with himself. It's okay. Next, he moves on to a potion of de-shedding, which he demonstrates the use of on baby bark. It is with aloe, pumpkin, oak, sap, warm water, and tangerine zest, and any type of tea to use for scent. He explains that he used Earl Grey. Explains how it's made. So it's.
Wow, I could actually use that.
I wish I could too at my job. Heather explains that it's made by combining aloe gel and oak sap in warm water, mixing pumpkin with desired tea, and adding to the aloe and sap mix and water. Zest the tangerine and add it to the mixture. Let sit 3 days before use. He takes out a little bit. He takes out a little bit of his. Of the potion that he made, puts a little drop of it onto a treat that he then gives Baby Bark, who he then pets to show that there's no fur coming off of him.
Amazing. Do you want to try this, Jays?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I could use something like this during the summer.
Heather will hand it over to him.
And he just kind of slaps it on some of his exposed arm fur.
Nice. Then Heather quickly moves on to his potion of a full meal, which he explains that he uses regularly because he has ADHD and frequently forgets to consume food. And
That's
then
real.
goes through.
That's real. Some
Yeah,
people
no,
out
it
there
sucks.
feeling called out right now.
No, it sucks. It's an awful time.
I
He
haven't
explains
eaten.
that
I haven't
it's.
eaten since yesterday.
Oh my god,
I haven't eaten
Hadley.
since yesterday. I had a Ricola today.
Good lord. Heather goes through and explains that it's made with 3 cups of moon water, a cup of rose petals, half a tablespoon of salt, and then the flavoring options that he's found work the best are chili powder, garlic powder, sugar, cinnamon, or baking powder. Baking powder is for no flavor, cinnamon is for whatever breakfast you would enjoy, sugar is for a dessert, garlic powder is for a pasta dish, and then chili powder is for a spicy food.
This is making me hungry. All right, very good. I love this. More. Give me
Explains how it's
more.
made. Explains how it's made by setting out 3 cups of water at sundown and leaving until dawn to make moon water, combining the half a cup of rose petals whole with the 3 cups of the moon water and letting it sit, crushing salt with the other half cup of rose petals into a paste, and then the desired flavoring to the mix, and then adding it together and shaking it and letting it sit. It the recipe that he has in front of him makes 3 servings. And then finally, number 4, because we were only supposed to do 3, and I'm sorry, he made 4, is a potion of instant charging, which he demonstrates on his own phone. It instantly charges one electronic device when a single drop of the potion is put into the device's screen, is dropped onto the device's screen. The side effect of it is that if you use too much, it will melt your device, and you will have to buy a new one.
Like charging an old Samsung phone.
Yeah, and it's made with either lemon or lime juice or any citrus, really, and those are the variations that he has for it. And that's all of the ones that I made.
I love it. As you finish your presentation, Professor Droga gets up. That was everyone, very good. Heather, as always, it is beautiful to see your work. I'm very enticed. I'm going to try, I think, this potion of full meal. And then he grabs the charging one and pours it back. And as he does, just glug, 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 glug. And then you start to see him crackle with electricity, and he says, "That's invigorating."
The charging potion is in a little shot-sized container, so it's like a single shot.
Oh
you're not
yeah,
supposed to
there
do
you
a lot
go.
of it.
Yeah, he just that as he does this, his mouth is just dancing with electricity. His eyes seem to be crackling as well as he looks out. This is really sorry. I do not actually feel much fuller, though. Are you sure that this works? And he looks at the
That was
jar.
that was the different one. The one that you were looking for, and he pulls up.
No,
the
that's your charging one. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. It's
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think you
delicious.
might have just drank basically battery acid.
I mean, it's made with a bunch of materials that are edible, so it's probably fine. And I pass Droga the full meal potion.
There's something to wash it down with. And he begins to drink greedily, little bits of rose petal falling into his beard and dribbling off. And he gets.
He has now had a 3-course meal.
That was Italian. And he sets it down. And he turns around and he says, is there anyone else who wants to offer up any sort of presentation that would make me not want to quit my job and leave Heather in charge of all of you? And there is abject silence from the class. He says, I guess I was kind of hoping you'd say that. Nothing. That is nothing. You weren't supposed to say it. He said nothing. That's what I was hoping you'd say. Excellent. Ugh. Everyone have a great day. Heather, you're in charge. And he strides back out of the room, his hair bouncing and flouncing as he exits.
Heather just kind of looks from the front of the class and it's like, I like to think that Heather is like the youngest person in the potions class because he's in an advanced potions class.
You are absolutely the youngest person in this classroom, and your competency would actually probably have you in like a second
Senior
or
level.
third year, like a senior level class.
Yeah, because he is technically a second year student.
So here's
Teen.
what I'd love, just real quick, just for flavor, and that is, what's the next potion in the curriculum that that has to be taught? The TAs, the teachers, book is right over there. You can just flip through it.
Heather will go look through it, and the next potion to be taught is dangerous. You're making an anti-venom potion to counteract basilisk venom.
Nice.
Which is usually only taught in like third and fourth year classes. And it shouldn't be being taught by Heather, even though he has made it before and knows how to do it very well, because, there's like weird snake. Because basilisk venom potions are also generally good for like potions for like venomous lizards, venomous snakes, things like that. Because basilisks are much more closely related to glass lizards than snakes. I'm not going to get into that, I promise. Heather goes into
next class when you teach it. It'll be
Heather starts talking about what the next potion is very nervously and starts explaining that actually basilisks have their top jaw is connected at the very tip of it, so they're actually more closely related to lizards than they are to snakes. Because snakes have a disconnected lower jaw so that they can spread their mouth a whole lot wider. But basilisk anti-venom is actually used for all sorts of anti-venom property. He just goes into it and starts talking.
As you do, Olivia stands up from her seat. Are we really going to sit here and be taught by another student who's not even in our grade? And starts to look around for confirmation from other members of the class. And
Baby Bark stares at her.
Yeah, at first there's a moment where you see a few people are like, yeah, why are there just a quiet ripple of people like, yeah, that's it. And then we just hear that just not even getting up from their position, just like a little snarl. Eyes not even open. And Olivia looks over, and then we do see one of Baby Mark's eyes open, looking directly at her. And she's like, you're doing a great job. Great job, Heather. Great job. Thank you for. And she's just looking nervously back down at Baby. You're doing a great job at this.
Heather is very, very confused. I don't know if we should go over it today because I was just assignments. So, and since Professor Droga left, I guess I can grade you so all of you get A's and we can leave.
As you say that, there is an uproarious cheer. Papers go flying. Bags are quickly packed. And by the time you look back and see a sheet of paper floating down to the ground, everyone else in the room is gone, and it's just the three of you left in the potions room.
Okay.
Say that again, James.
Okay, well, that happened.
He does this. He leaves me in charge of the class a lot, and I don't like the idea of being the only person in here who knows what I'm doing. And I'm not really that good at what I do. I just have to do it a lot.
I'm not really good with potions. My mom won't let me in the kitchen after last time, so I can't imagine doing something like that.
I have all of my druid and nymph friends help me out a lot with all of my potions and stuff like that. So I've been doing it since I was real little. Thero taught me how to do most of them, honestly. She's a nymph who lives near my house.
Sweet, sweet. Mava?
Yeah, sorry I'm not like participating a lot.
That's
I'm
cool.
just kind of here for the experience today.
Will you roll me a check, please?
What kind of check you check?
History, Arcana, or Animal Handling.
Okay. Okay, that's gonna be a 3. Animal handling.
Magnificent. As you look down at this book, realizing that you need to make basilisk anti-venom, that the main ingredient is none other than basilisk venom. And you have a sneaking inclination, a disturbing one at that, that someone's going to have to go find a basilisk and extract their venom. And that could be particularly dangerous.
Oh, I found a little nest of basilisks in a little cave in the woods by my house.
Aren't those the Jesus lizards?
They're the lizards they're the big glass lizards that if they bite you, you turn to stone.
Are those
Yeah.
the ones that walk on
They
water?
can, no.
They're very large lizards.
You are they actually are basilisks. You are correct. You're Jesus lizards. In a fantasy environment, however, I will give you a little cheat sheet because as you flip the page, there is a full and detailed explanation of what basilisks are capable of. And there's just like literal, like in the book, there's like little red flag after little red flag after little red flag with these things.
No, it's so lazy. Why would they name the monster lizard? Why would they just take the name of an actual lizard and didn't even change it?
I honestly think that the basilisk is an ancient legend.
It's an ancient Greek legend, I'm pretty sure.
And
Oh.
the
Greek or
and
Roman.
the
Yeah, that's
yeah
how
and the new
mythology
ones.
works. People make shit up.
Yeah. So they've actually applied the name from a legendary creature to a living creature.
Oh, then.
Strangely enough. Just saying.
I think it would. I genuinely think it's very funny that. I think it would be very funny if Heather just had like a fucking like cave in the woods near his home and young basilisks.
Well, I'm not disputing that at all.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I always thought it was interesting because the word kitsune is the Japanese for fox, but it also refers to the yokai kitsune from Japanese mythology.
Yep. Because they're so foxy.
Heather is kind of going on a little ramble about like, oh yeah, a couple of weeks ago I came across this little nest of basilisk eggs that looked like it had been abandoned. So I've been covering the eggs and making sure they stay warm and all that because they looked real out of sorts. And I think one of them hatched recently. I had to be real careful when I went out there. Or looking for it though, so that I didn't meet its eyes, which isn't too hard for me because I don't like making eye contact anyway. And he's just going on like that.
As the three of you are still standing in the classroom, you hear several sets of heavy footfalls outside, moving quite quickly. And as they do, they slow down just before the door, and then you look over and you see Molnar lean forward and look inside real quick, just like, and then he looks back entirely and he looks into the room and there's like discarded papers and everyone's gone. And he looks in and says, "Hey, oh, we just saw a bunch of people skipping class, and we were inspired to get the heck out of here. You ready to go? Do you want to hop in the car?"
Oh, well, I've got, oh Lord, what was it to test in again after this? I've got a test in Elvish after this, and I
Do you mean the
well, I don't
language
feel.
that you're like preternaturally capable of speaking?
Yeah, there's a reason I took that instead. They offered the other ones that I spoke. They offered Sylvan, but that was my first language, and that felt like cheating. And then they also offered Celestial, which I also know. There's not really a language they offer here that I don't already know, and I felt like I needed to take one. And I shouldn't skip a test. And
As you look at him, you see three other heads, sort of like boop boop boop, around him, each with varying degrees of like, "Will you please shut up and come on already?" But Molnar doesn't have that. He's actually seems very interested in what you have to say, and he says, "Okay, but seriously, like they'll come. Like it's okay. You can skip this one. They'll, you know that you're like every teacher's pet, right?"
am I thought most of the teachers and everyone else thought I was really annoying.
May Well, I mean, that's. I'm not saying that they don't feel that way too. See, people are complex. Mava, tell your friend we should go.
Yeah, let's
See,
go.
Mava said we should go.
Okay.
Listen, Jays, right?
Yes.
Jays.
Yeah.
Um, you can come too. And
Okay. Cool.
he turns and sort of looks down the hall and starts to make a beeline for the exit. Takes a hard left and jogs down the hall with his coterie in full force coming behind him. And as he busts out towards the parking lot, you see he is rushing towards a different vehicle this time. As you go out, you see this absolutely tremendous station wagon. It is probably a good 12 feet long. It is the clear coat on it is heavily damaged. Some chunks of the paint are also missing. The faux wood paneling is starting to peel. There's a chromed roof rack, the chrome of which is also starting to flake off. But he says, "All right, everybody in," and he hits a button, and all four doors open, and the hatch lifts up as well. And he says, "It's going to be a full house," and he hops in the front seat. And as you guys look in, the interior of this car looks much nicer than the outside does. There's like a dark camel colored leather inside. There's a big bench front seat. There's a big back seat, and there's a jump seat in the back that seats at least two, and a little well behind the rear axle. And he says, "Baby Bart could cuddle down in there. There's some towels and stuff. You can make a little bed for him."
All right, thank you. And Heather's gonna get Baby Bark situated in the back and put on his headphones.
Okay. This vehicle is not nearly as loud. It still has a bit of a but the other one clearly had a hole in a muffler somewhere because that thing was uproariously loud.
To be fair, it was because of the music, not the car.
Well, the car was making a cacophonous sound too. He actually looks back and he says, "Don't worry, don't worry. No, you don't need the headphones. The radio's busted in the thing."
Okay, and he'll nod and take him off and like finish getting Baby Bark settled before settling in himself.
As you get settled in, maybe where you sitting?
Um,
Molnar looks over. You want to drive?
I don't know what Mabel would do, but I don't trust Mabel driving this fucking bus.
Heather looks horrified at that offer.
There's room for 8 in this vehicle, and a dog. If it was any taller, it would be a van. He jingles the keys at you temptingly.
Since Heather's like giving her a look, she'll like nod.
All right, fine. All right, fine. He looks back and he says, "Is everybody going to Heather's place?"
If everyone wants to, I have a lot of room at home, and yeah.
He looks over at Lily and Nico, and they just sort of shrug.
I can also make food, and some of the nymphs grow pot in the back.
At that, Nico's like, and Lily doesn't seem too upset about that concept as well. Okay. You hear the engine spring to life, and as it does, the car begins to slowly roll forward because this thing is not clearly geared for it. But eventually, things start to level out. He's taken the long way around Discordant City, and I'm curious, Jays, what part of town do you live in?
Probably like the slums that list pro. I can't remember what word I was going to use. I kind of blinked out.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, but yeah, the less nicer part of town probably, but still kind of modest.
Yeah, I think we actually see looking out. Discordant City is sort of a circular grid, and so there's sort of north, south, east, west vivisections, and the edge of the city is pretty well defined before it starts to sprawl out. And I think it actually isn't very long before you drive around from the southern end where Sforzando High is located. And you actually see, I would be going, nah, I guess I'm not going to my home right now. And another 20 minutes or so pass before you get around this city. And I'm also curious, how long have you been in Discordant City? Did you grow up here?
Uh,
Only a few years? Just moved to town?
it would probably be a few years.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I feel like Jason and his family would be more country type people.
Sounds fair. Sounds fair. Yeah, as you whip past the city on your left hand side, you can see out through these big windows the city rising up into the distance. To the east, to the right, and then north and east as you sort of come around this circle. You can see those sprawling sort of suburban areas, vivisected in a few areas by long rows of trees and obvious large sections of parks. But as you get around to the north side and continue northward, you see not just the urban area start to fall away, but the suburban area starts to fall away behind you as well. And a few more minutes after that, you are out in the country. You can see trees ahead. There's very few houses on much larger plots of land. And then you keep going, quite literally to the end of the road. Uh, and yeah, you're a fur piece, as we'd say in the South, from home right now. And as you look out, you feel this car trundle as it is turned onto a dirt path and then driven about another half mile or so down the road. And as you look up through the sunroof, you see two just tremendous looking trees. Are they sycamore?
They let me see.
Ponderosa pines?
There's three. So one is a there's three trees. One is an ent that's over Heather's cottage. The other two are Barren Leaf and Castilla, who are two ents. They are both one is a pine tree, the other is a cedar tree.
They both look very tree-like. Very tree-like. But you can see that they are somewhat like leaned over. Almost making a bit of an archway here.
Now that Heather knows that all of his plants are alive, the appearance of the area around his cottage has changed drastically. Everything looks alive.
Yeah. As you get out, you hear Molnar. He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Hey, he's just like greeting every plant around here, as if he knows them. He walks over to a cherry tree. Give me some skin, and like does like a secret handshake with one of the branches of this like cherry tree on the north side of the property. And yeah, he strides out and he goes over and asks for some strawberries and has a couple of those, and then walks over and tickles a kiwi, which drops into his hand. And he eats that with the fur still on it because that's how you're supposed to eat them. Or you can just bite the top off and then just slurp all the green good out of the middle of it.
The best way to do it.
God, that's a great way to do it. You just bite the little nubbin off and just inhale it, and then I eat the skin after that. He says, Heather, I don't know that I ever appreciated getting away from town, but meeting you really sparked something in me.
Well, I'm real glad I could do that. Thank you for making me aware that all of my plants were alive.
Yeah, I think that was accidental. And
I also learned last week that Baby Bark is a hellhound, so that was a fun time.
Whoa. Oh, that makes total sense.
And Jesus just over here freaking out.
Baby Bark wearing his little cowboy hat and like going straight inside to like and like getting like a little scarf put on him by one of the butterfly bushes who's hanging in front of the door frame. And getting like head pets from like some of the dryads and nymphs who showed up around the house.
As you do, you hear Nico and Lily sort of muttering under their breath, "Which one of these plants is the pot plant?"
The pot plant walks up from behind the house and like motions them back.
Yeah, the two of them, Lily and Nico, are just like already giggling at the concept of this. And you see Molna, and he's in the same sort of boat for just a minute, and he looks over again now towards Mava, and he says, "You know what, Mava? I didn't know why you were friends with this one at first, but I can absolutely see it now. Talk about hospitality."
Everyone is being offered fruit and drugs by the plants.
That's real hospitality.
Imagining just walking by it is really funny to me. Like, I know it's probably walking on like a bunch of little fruit legs, but just imagine like I on two legs. So you just like a little bit of fucking plant with legs.
Yeah,
A couple of psilocybin mushrooms come bouncing out after it,
yeah.
like as kids.
Oh my god.
As you are introduced, Jays, to all of these various plants and critters, you realize that the day is running long, and if you book it, you guys can get to the basilisk nest before sundown, and potentially be able to get this done in a single night.
Why don't I show y'all where the nest is, and then we can do the thing?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
As you say that, you hear Molnar. He says, "Yeah, you guys go do the thing. That sounds like a great plan. Doesn't that sound like a great plan, Nico?" And Nico says, "That sounds like a plan." And Lily says, "Yeah, I like this coffee plant a lot."
Her name's Saffronis. She's real friendly. If you ask her, or Pyrola real not.
Hey,
Well, no, not
Safrona.
Pyrola. If you ask Celsa or Saffronis, they'll make you some food later.
That is
When I get back, I'll make everyone dinner.
amazing. And the three of them are obviously higher than eagle titties. Can I get a survival check from Heather, please?
(19 + 4 = 23).
Okay. As you make your way, you head out the house. You head east, and then northeast. You pick up a deer trail. And that deer trail goes hither and yon, back and forth, up and down. It splits into a couple. You know, you stay to the left, you head north a little bit farther. As you head over the next big hill, you can see these rocky outcroppings. And you know that the entrance to the Basilisk Cave over there is where you want to head. Making your way down that hill, can I get perception checks, please, from everyone?
$13.
Okay.
(19 again) +6 is 25.
Wow. Okay, so how'd you do?
Oh, I got a 12.
12, 13, 20, what? 5?
Yeah.
As the three of you are beginning to descend this hill, you look around. The area out here is mostly scrub brush, and patches of yellowy, big tufts of grass. And as you look ahead, you realize you have to sort of wander through this, being careful not to come up against any pricklies from these scrub brushes. But as you look, you see one of the little baby basilisks. And it is out of the nest outside of the cave. And you can see it's about yay big. Like small, like medium-sized cat sized, not including the long tail. And it looks around with sort of white eyes, because it hasn't shed that baby layer yet.
I do have a question about that,
Sure.
actually.
Yeah.
If it still has the eye caps from when it hatched, would that make its gaze obsolete?
Yes.
Because there's a bear. Okay.
Yeah, the babies don't have too much of a problem. And it sort of scents at the air, and goes and darts back under this large rock, which is the sort of top/entrance to a subterranean small set of caves, where you're sure there's a nest of basilisks. And as each of you makes your way forward, you hear skittering, and as you look into the darkness, you hear and you see two glassy blue eyes stare out at you, and each of you begins to feel your bodies go rigid. And that is where I'll leave you tonight.
Wicked. Fun times.
Fun times at Fort Sondo High.
Hell yeah, sending students out to get basilisk venom, even though as a teacher, that's your job.
That's how it goes. So kudos and congratulations on your beautiful performances this evening. Thanks for getting right in the mix with us there, James. I look forward to seeing more of Jay's as we move ahead. Certainly a fun character to get to explore. And yeah, can't wait to see more outfits from all of you. So, unfortunately, I must bid you adieu and au revoir, and remind you, as always, to be good, to take care of yourselves, and if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.
Good night. Or